Hello everybody, welcome back to my other technology course. In this session number 5, we'll be studying the goals and objectives of UIDAI, that is Unique Identification Authority of India. In this session, you will learn goals and objectives of UIDAI. UIDAI, that is Unique Identification Authority of India, will provide Aadhaar to residents of India that can be verified and authenticated easily, quickly, and in a cost-effective manner. And secondly, it can eliminate duplicates and fake identities which are existing in current identification systems. While achieving this goal, the UIDIA is going to making use of existing infrastructure. In India, we already have a huge infrastructure in terms of public and private agencies such as various government departments, banks, insurance companies, oil companies, etc. UIDAI will use this existing infrastructure to reach out to all sections of the population. Although the UIDAI intends to cover all residents of the country, the focus will be on enrolling India's deprived and marginalized sections. Generally, these sections of society do not have any documents to prove their identity. Also, existing identity databases in India like public distribution system, that is PDS, income tax, pension scheme, etc. may have problems of ghost entities and duplications. The Aadhaar project intends to cover all residents of India. An Aadhaar will be provided to each individual without putting them through any difficulty or harassing them. As you can see from the picture, it intends to cover entire Indian population as part of its objective. The other project like to create a database of Indian residents. There are already existing databases. A database is a collection of information. For example, the dictionary is a database. A telephone directory is also an example of database. As you can see in the picture, the existing database of Indians consists of his name, address, age, and other details. However, there are certain problems with the existing databases. For example, KSK Durga, a 45-year-old man, died few years ago. Another person named K Durga, 43 years old, assumed the identity of late KSK Durga and availed all the benefits for which she was not eligible. Secondly, to prevent such errors from getting into the UIDAI database, the UIDIA plans to enroll residents into database with proper verification of their demographic and biometric information. This will ensure that data collected is correct from the start of the program. The other project is planning to create a new database. After proper verification, new column for Aadhaar will be included. As you can see that existing database has only name, address and age, whereas after the verification of each resident, the UIDIA will create a new database which will include another column called Aadhaar, and this Aadhaar card is a unique for each one of the Indian residents. The other project plans to establish unique identity to each resident. For example, Amit B has applied for and received an Aadhaar at Mumbai. After 3 years, he shifts from Mumbai to Calcutta and again applies for an Aadhaar, this time using the name Amit Panot. On receiving the demographic and biometric data, the CIDR will be searched for duplicates. Although Amit may be able to fake his document, his biometric information cannot be faked. Since Amit B already has information in CIDR, a new Aadhaar will not be generated and the request will be refused. Similarly, if someone enrolls using a wrong name or identity for the first time, the person will need to live with that identity forever. In addition to giving a unique identification number to each resident, the second most important thing to be carried out by Aadhaar is authentication. The UIDAI will offer a strong form of authentication through the internet, mobile phone, telephone, etc., where agencies can compare demographic and biometric information of the resident with the records stored in the central database, that is CIDR. This central database will be stored on a computer which will be linked to all government and private agencies. For example, while opening a bank account, the bank may ask for the Aadhaar number and capture the biometric information from the applicant and pass on the captured data to UIDAI for verification. Based on the data provided by the bank, UIDAI will check CIDR records, and if the data is found, UIDAI will authenticate the person by providing a yes authenticated or no not authenticated response. Now let us see how Aadhaar will be used for verification. In the figure, Ramesh Y and Kamal S both want to open a bank account and both send the same Aadhaar number as their identity. During the authentication process by UIDAI, it is found that Kamal S has sent Ramesh Y's Aadhaar number and tried to pass it on as his own. Hence, Kamal's request will be turned down by the bank. In order to build this robust identification system, the Aadhaar will be using a lot of technologies. So the role of technology in building this unique database and following authentication process is mentioned here. Technology will have a major role across the UIDAI infrastructure. Enrollment of the residents will be computerized. The information exchange between enrollment center and CIDR will be over a network. The Aadhaar database consisting of demographic and biometric data of the resident will be stored on a central computer. The UIDAI will also put systems in place for security and safety of the information so that no unauthorized access is possible. Verification of the resident's identity by service provider could be done online. Now let us understand certain terms related to Aadhaar. Number one, Aadhaar number. Aadhaar number is a 12-digit number issued by government as a proof of identity and residence in India. Central ID Data Repository, that is CIDR. It is a repository regulated and managed by the UIDAI. It issues Aadhaar numbers, updates resident information, and authenticates the identity of residents as required. Enrollment is the process of capturing resident data, including demographic and biometric. The enrollment is done by a registrar appointed by UIDAI. The registrar may in turn get enrollments done via an enrollment agency. Enrollment center is the location where enrollment happens. Each enrollment center has the required enrollment setup to make enrollment possible. An enrollment center can have one of many enrollment stations. An enrollment station is the system where a resident's demographic and biometric data is captured. The enrollment setup includes a computer, the biometric devices, and some other devices such as printer. So in this session, we learned the goals and objectives of UIDAI and how it is going to achieve this using technology and how it will plan to avoid duplicates in building a database of Indian residents. So some of the review questions include where will be the resident data is stored, how is resident data is authenticated, how does technology help in the Aadhaar process. For more Aadhaar related learning resources, you can visit http youtube.com/user/dastikop or contact ravindra.dastikop@gmail.com, or you can also download an Android application called Active Aadhaar from Google Play.